Hey guys, and welcome to our second part of our notes. What we did in class today was the first part of our notes, and here's the second part. Just wanted to go over a couple of the basic figures of geometry with you and some of the key vocabulary words that you're going to want to write down. Kind of make it look like notebook paper here for you, so make it a little easier. And again, if I get too fast for you, just pause the video, catch up, and then start the video up again. I want you to stay caught up with me. Two vocabulary words that you're going to want to learn here would be first is collinear points. And collinear points are points that are on the same line. Points that are on the same line, collinear points. Coplanar points, very easy then. If we know that points on the same line have to be collinear, there's a word line in here, then coplanar points have to be points on the same plane. The word plane is right in here. Collinear points, points on the same line. Coplanar points, points on the same plane. Let's list all the points that are collinear with point A. All the points that are collinear with point A. First off, I look at where point A is, and we notice that point A happens to be right here on this line. Point B is also on the line, and point C is also on the line. So those are the 2 points that are collinear with point A. List all points not collinear with point A. It'd be pretty much everything else. Point F is not collinear. F and A are not on the same line. E is not collinear. G is not collinear. And D is not collinear. Now this P right here is not standing for point P. There's no point next to it. This is standing for plane P. That means this whole plane right here is labeled as plane P. List all points coplanar with point F. Now, coplanar again means on the same plane. So which points are on the same plane with F? Would be A is on the same plane. They're both on this blue tabletop. Plane is kind of like a tabletop, but it extends in all directions forever. So we could say point A is, and also on the same plane then is B. If it's collinear, it's going to be also coplanar. So B is also on the same plane, and C is on the same plane. Those are all on the same line, and since one of them's on the same plane with F, they all are. And point G is coplanar. And D is not coplanar with F. D is above F, and E is below plane F. They're not on the same plane. And again, P is not a point, it's just a plane. List all points coplanar with point D. Point D is coplanar with anything that is on the same line with it. There is an imaginary plane that you may not see that goes down through this line right here. So point D is coplanar with point B and E. Those are coplanar because they are collinear. Anything that's collinear is also coplanar. Alright, moving on. We're going to get to the intersections next. So the intersection of 2 lines is a point. So you can see right here, when 2 lines cross, the intersection would be this point right here. These are one-dimensional figures. Lines have length. That's all they have. They don't have width, they just have length. And when 2 lengths come together, you have a no-dimensional figure, which is a point. So when 2 lines intersect, the intersection is a point. When 2 planes intersect, if this plane intersects with this plane, the intersection is a line. So when I connect these 2 planes together, this line is the intersection of those 2 planes. It's like when 2 corners of your room come together. The actual corner of the room is a line. The 2 walls are the 2 planes, and the corner is the line. So 2 lines, a line is what you get when 2 planes intersect. Moving on to segments. If you put a point on your paper and you put another point on your paper and you connect them, you get a line segment. And you write it just like you see here with a little segment above A and B, or you could say segment BA. You can also go from this direction over to here, or from A over to B. Here's what a line segment is. A line segments have two endpoints. They have to have two endpoints to be a line segment. Lines go on forever. Segments have endpoints. Line segments consist of two endpoints and all of the points in between the endpoints. All these points in here represent the line segment. And it stops at point A as in point B. How many line segments can you find in the cube on the right? And again, pause the video. I know I'm going fast. Just trying to make it so the video is not too large. So you can always pause it, catch up, write it down, and pause it. How many line segments can you find in this figure over here? Pause the video, write down a number, see if you're right. How many line segments are there? Showing. How many line segments are showing? The answer is 9. Can we list them? Alright, let's see if we can list them all. Segment AB, one of them. Segment AG is another one. Segment BC is a third one. Segment CG is a third one, or fourth one. Segment AF. Segment FE. Segment ED. Or you could say DE or ED, they're the same. Segment CD. And segment GE right down the middle. Those are the 9 segments that are actually shown. There's more that would be in the back, but those are the 9 that are actually showing. Okay, moving on to rays. A ray has an endpoint, and it goes on in one direction forever. An endpoint with one direction. So a ray is a part of a line. It's not a whole line, it's a part. The key there is that it's a part of a line. It consists of one endpoint and all the points on the line to one side of the endpoint. Only this side of the endpoint, not the other side. We label it as ray AB. Angles, on the other hand, and going from rays, an angle is actually formed by making two rays that have a common endpoint. So if you were to take two rays, a ray like this, and another ray that comes down, that might even come down like this. You got two rays there, you make an angle with a common endpoint, point A. Here is a picture that has a plane, two lines, line N and line M, and the two lines you can see have an intersection at point A, and if you just went from point A to point B, that's a ray, and if you went from point A to point C, that's a ray. So ray AB and ray AC makes this angle right here. We can call it angle 1, or we could call it angle BAC. So ray AB and ray AC form angle BAC, or you can label it as angle BAC, or you could also say it's angle 1, or angle 1. Now this point A has a special name. It is called vertex. So it's called the vertex of the angle. Point A would be the vertex. You will notice that the vertex is always listed in the middle. Vertex is always in the middle. The middle point, BAC. Always list them in order. You could do CAB, and it's the same thing. You go from C to A to B. The last slide is just a symbols review. So you can pause it, write them down. I'm not going to keep it on too long, so you can just pause it. This symbol right here stands for line AB. It's a line with points A and B on the line. A and B are on the line somewhere. The line goes in both directions forever. This is called a line segment AB. It's got points A and B as endpoints. This is ray AB. It's a ray with points A as an endpoint and B is a point on the ray. This little letter N stands for line N. Capital R would be like a point R, or it could be plain R. And angle BAC has an angle symbol, and it stands for an angle with a vertex of point A, because A is in the middle. Point B is on one of the rays, and point C is on the other ray. So pause the video at any time and just copy down what you see here. You're going to need this information later.